Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Miles Smith, and I'm here with Irina DiCunto, and today we'll be talking about Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson was born January 31st, 1919, in Georgia. He unfortunately died October 24th, 1972, in Connecticut. He had a batting average of 311, which at that time was exceptionally well. And I'm going to pass it on to Irina to continue.
Right off the bat, we can all acknowledge that not only did he change all the standard norms and stereotypes in the baseball community in US, but he really changed a lot of the norms for just all citizens, specifically people a part of the Black community. You know, all their normal standards that were put onto them. He really broadened their horizons and almost forced people to get out of their comfort zones to just learn to deal with it. You know, learn to deal with the fact that you know, Black people want to play sports. They want to be involved in communities. They want to be involved in government positions, just like everyone else.
So to continue, Jackie played for the Brooklyn Dodgers between 1937 and 1956. He played both infield and outfield. Jackie's original positions were shortstop and second base, but when he moved to the Brooklyn Dodgers, the Dodgers had already Pee Wee Reese at shortstop and already had a decent second baseman, so they moved him to first base. As we saw in the movie 42, Jackie's transition to first base was out of the ordinary because he wasn't used to playing that position. But as time went on, he got comfortable, and he was Rookie of the Year in 1947, as he had a stellar year. As I mentioned, his lifetime batting average was 311, and he had a batting championship 2 years after in 1949. And he won MVP and took the Brooklyn Dodgers to the World Series also in 1949. And to pass it back on to Irina.
One thing that I didn't know is that he actually played baseball previously. He played for a different team, for the Kansas City Monarchs, and that's when he was actually even picked up to play for the Dodgers. And even more interesting, before he was even in the baseball world, he was actually part of the U.S. Army. And in 1944, there was this situation where he refused to sit at the back of the military bus. However, they gave him an honorable discharge. So I think it's just interesting that, he really stood his ground and for what he believed in, even before he was involved in the baseball world. Even though on the grander scale, segregation and Jim Crow laws were outlawed, however, state by state, it was still different. So there were certain situations where, as we saw in the movie 42, where he would go to different states and cities, with his team and to have dinner and stay at hotels. However, many of the managers at these companies were upset by the fact that, A, there was still a Black man playing for the Dodgers, but then B, that the Dodgers thought they could just get away with it then. Which, so half the time, Jackie would have to leave his own teammates to stay at a separate hotel or even eat at different restaurants just because of, the stigma at the time. But actually, on an interesting note, the president at the time of the Dodgers mentioned how if anyone was ever racist towards Jackie or towards the Black community or had to, for some reason, go on strikes, they would almost immediately be suspended from the baseball community and not be able to play, at least 100% not be able to play for the Brooklyn Dodgers because they did not want to promote that kind of mentality anymore. Eventually, Jackie did lead the Dodgers to 6 league championships and even 1 World Series, and he even became a spokesperson for the NAACP.
Okay, so to continue on, in 1962, Jackie Robinson was the first Black person in the Hall of Fame. As to put a staple to the end of his career, Jackie did tremendous things not only for the game of baseball, but for the Black community. He showed Black children and any Black person in any field how we could step into the line and how we can make our mark on this world. And he also wrote a book called Never Had I Made It, and in the book, he emphasized the struggles of playing for the Brooklyn Dodgers and how, going home, it was hard because his wife was taking care of the baby as he traveled across the country to play these games. But he never lost faith in his family and God, and he always had the mentality to always be a humble, faithful, and nice person because at the end of the day, that's just how you live life. and he also got a Presidential Medal of Freedom to congratulate all his hard work that he put. Not only, I mean, all his hard work didn't go unknown. Like, when the Brooklyn Dodgers front office picked Jackie Robinson, there was a reason. Like, they knew he was special in him. So obviously the president at the time had to show the people that Jackie, not only he could play baseball, but he could lead America to be better. And his number was retired in 1997 to finally show that Jackie deserved his respect in baseball and that his number will never be worn again.
However, in April 15th in 2004, they had decided that Jackie Robinson's jersey would still be worn and honored. So now every single baseball player, every coach, anyone on the fields and off the field, even in the stadiums, will now wear his jersey to really, keep pushing forward his ideas and who he was and what he stood for. And I think that he did struggle quite a lot mentally and physically, having to deal with all the racism. But at the end of the day, he still tried incredibly hard, and he put his best foot forward every single day. And I think that's what the American dream is, putting your best foot forward and just being the best person you can be. And I think he really stood for that.
And to put an end onto that, Jackie Robinson, for me personally, he was a huge role model because I played baseball growing up. So him setting the standard off really high and putting his mark on the field, it was always someone to look up to. And watching 42 and hearing the stories of how much racism and discrimination Jackie had to face, and anytime I had a hard game or there was something hard, I'm always looking back to Jackie. He persevered, he pushed through, not only for himself, his family, but for the people looking to him. So I feel like Jackie, for me personally, and the whole entire world, Jackie is baseball. He is a reason why baseball is baseball, because he just brought his own spunk. He innovated the game. Exactly. He brought his own spunk. He stole bases. He hit good. He played the game as he should. So I just feel like Jackie is a pinnacle in American culture in the 40s.
Exactly. So thank you guys for listening. We hope you enjoyed our podcast and found it interesting. We will also provide a link to the 42 movie if you were interested in...
Great movie, by the way.
It is a great movie, but if you're interested in hearing more information and having more detailed information, definitely take a look.
We appreciate you. We thank you. Have a nice day. Goodbye.